Hello. Before I talk about like the rest of this vlog stuff, I just want to put a little disclaimer at the beginning of this. Um, when I started this vlog, I just want to go talk about like video game stuff, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me just talk about like the self-improvement stuff as well. Um, but like once like trauma stuff happened, like I wanted to go talk about like how I was going to deal with it, because I initially thought it was like all done, like completely, but then like I realized it affected my life a lot more than I initially thought, because you know trauma affects like lots of things. It's like a tangled web of like little things and then more little things, and they all mess with each other in their own ways. But I am getting better with that stuff over time, and it's making it a lot easier to go like break habits and things, but I still falter from time to time. Anyways, no matter like, I just want to say, like, in case like it ever seems like things get like super great, I just want to say, no matter what I do, make sure you pay attention to what your life is doing, and make sure everything works for you, because what works for me is gonna be different for you. Because a lot of things that go wrong with people's lives is usually a maladaptation of something that's happened. So like, just because like someone's like having some sort of like trauma or something like that, there's usually like a different way for each individual type of trauma. I know that might sound like obvious to some people, but I figure I say that in case like someone's like, oh, just do this thing and it'll fix. It's like, no, it's just one of those things you just have to always keep on like looking at yourself and seeing what's wrong, and then just like changing things and see what works the best. And then sometimes you have to stick with things, sometimes you have to combine it with other things, and sometimes you have to drop certain things. It's just like, it's just one of those things you gotta take notes and just see what happens as time goes on. Because I definitely went for the try harder tactic when I was growing up, and that didn't work. Went into a very bad place from just trying too hard. So now I'm like, you know what? Let me go figure out like how to fix the things from the very root sources. And my gosh, so many things get like so much better. But every now and then I'll go back into the try harder mode, which I'll talk more about a little bit later. But yeah, I just wanted to say that again, just to reiterate. Whatever I do that helps me in my life, it might not help you in your life. Figure out what helps you in your life, and remember to like listen to perspectives from other people to see what happens in their life, because even if it may not apply, it might make you think about your problems in a different way. So that said, now I'm gonna go like ramble on about the rest of the vlog. Let's see. Where to start though? My notes have been bad. This is my third take, and I didn't redo my notes. I should have learned from the first two times, but whatever. But yeah, I guess I'll start with that. So the reason why I had to do two takes is the first time, like, technical difficulties were having constantly. I was initially gonna have like a lot of different music go on from Street Fighter, but like the playlist only like lets you do one at a time, or like the entire thing, and it doesn't let you have a certain order. I'm just like, screw it. I just would rather just have like Ed's theme, because I'm gonna be talking about Ed's theme in a minute when I start talking about Street Fighter. That's why I'm in the subway right now, because that's like his little area in Street Fighter 6. Again, I'll talk about that later. And then the second time, I was just like so freaking exhausted. Like I was having difficulties concentrating, and I felt like I was having a hard time standing. And while like being in VR in general is like a safe place and makes me just want to go talk and feel comfortable and all that, like I still felt like a little more exhausted than usual, even when being in VR. So I'm just like, you know what, something's off. Let me redo it again another day, but this time we're gonna sleep for like several days until the next time. And who would have thought I needed more sleep? But also because I weighed myself recently. I was eating less stuff, but apparently I ate a little too little because I forgot. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me pay attention to what I'm eating. I'm like, wait a minute. I've only had like one meal, and wait, I don't think I ate anything that day. Oh, whoops. That's a problem. So, yeah. So that's one thing. So let's see, where did we go from there? Basically, I do want to say, for the month of July, it was a success and a failure for monk mode. Like, there was a success where, like, I basically changed things in my life that I haven't changed for years, and I thought they were, like, kind of rooted in place for quite a while because it's, like, so many mental barriers. So I uprooted them. And then I also made it so, like, my room was, like, extremely empty. So just because my room is so much emptier, it's, like, it's so much easier for me to think when I'm, like, not in VR. Of course, VR is, like, the easiest way for me to go actually think because, like, there's nothing I have to do. There's no, like, obligations. My mind's not getting distracted by going, like, ooh, what's that? Oh, I have to go do that. And I have to go do that. It's not doing that constantly. So I'm actually able to go relax in my own room for once. Still not the best, but, like, I will say these past few days, after I've been, like, resting in VR for a little bit, it's easier to go rest in my room as well. So it's like 2 modifiers back to back. So I'm getting better at actually being chill for a bit instead of just going and trying to do more things. So yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. So the part where July failed was, well, when I was preparing for July, I wanted to make sure, like, everything was totally fine. So I was, like, rearranging everything so I didn't have to worry about, like, my mind getting distracted, which succeeded. But I also made the foolish mistake of just, like, playing video games with, like, a lot of my friends before. And I was gonna go tell them next month I'm not gonna be playing any video games, but I'm starting to think that maybe I was just too tired and I forgot to tell them that I wasn't gonna go play any games in July, so I was just too exhausted. And then once July came around and they were like, hey, wanna play video games? My brain was so exhausted it didn't even think about the consequences of saying sure. It just it just automatically accepted playing more video games. And I'm like, yes, friends, video games, both things I like. So that was a big mistake. This is one of those things of set boundaries and make sure it's very, very obvious. But again, yeah, I was just too tired because my original plan was, like, play video games with them first and then bring up the fact to set the boundaries. I think in the future, though, I think I might set the boundaries first and then go play. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. Because I don't want to risk that again. Just get the nasty stuff out of the way and then be like, okay, we can go play some games today, but not next one. But yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else? I mean, there's lots to say. I'm just trying to think. Because I was really exhausted, so I made the notes in a terrible, terrible way this month. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Part of me is distracted by the music because I actually really like this theme. Because normally I'm not one for, like, rap or anything because, like, growing up there was, like, so many terrible examples of rap that kind of turned me off to the genre. But now, like, I'm actually seeing more, like, rap stuff that's good. Like, I'm more down for the genre. That said, though, I don't know if the lyrics for this song are good or not because it's in German. But I do like listening to German. Like, conversational German sounds... It's like my favorite language to listen to when I don't understand what it's saying. It just sounds really nice to me. Unfortunately, like I think Japanese and Spanish would probably be a lot more useful than, you know, German, because what do I need to learn German for? But yeah, there's like only 3 things that my brain knows like German stuff for. One of them is du hast mich, because, you know, Rammstein was extremely popular at one point, so I heard it from time to time. The second one was like some random like matches in MechWarrior Online when it was like new-ish, and apparently I just saw a channel of like a bunch of Germans speaking casually when I was like extremely exhausted, so I had a fun time just listening to them. So that just stuck in my head for some reason. And then the last one is just like a random video going bia bia and then bia bia bia. Basically making fun of the fact that like the German language, it's like you can keep on adding a word upon a word upon a word. So it's just beer 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 like constantly the entire video. So it's super old video. I wouldn't be surprised if it like predates like YouTube, because it looks like it's used with a very old animation style. But yeah. Let's see here. Oh yeah, while I did say that like things got bad when I played video games, like this past week has been fine now. I've actually been getting my rest and such, so everything's going well again. So I'm going to be focusing on getting my sleep, and then I can actually get things done. Because one of the things is I was trying a little too hard to get things done, which means like I was actually not able to be in the right mindset to be able to do things. Let's just make an analogy of like there's inappropriate times to go motivate someone. If someone is sick, do you tell them to go get pumped up and do like 50 push-ups or something like that? No, you go tell them to go get some chicken noodle soup and go rest. I needed to go get sleep, and I didn't realize how badly I needed sleep. So whoopsies. I just kept on motivating myself. I'm just like, oh, I'm a little tired, but I gotta do all the things, man. So yeah, now I know. Like, again, I'm pretty sure I've said this in a previous vlog, but like sometimes my brain just forgets the importance of these things, because I'm just like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. No, it is that bad. Just get the fuck to sleep. So yeah, from now on, like I'm like forcing myself to go to sleep at like 10 o'clock. Exception of today, because I was an idiot and had an energy drink. I don't know why I had an energy drink, but I'm gonna go to sleep like before 10 o'clock. Well, not before 10 o'clock. I'll be in the rest, like go to a place where I can go rest at 10 o'clock and go to that way I will sleep on time at midnight. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing again. I'll talk about like why 10 o'clock later, but yeah. Now, let's see. Why did I make my notes this way? Gosh darn it. What the heck? Why? Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope next time I do a vlog, I'll have like an actual like template of some sort. I mean, I have made a template before, but I think I need to do something. I don't know how I could make it better though. Anyways. Oh yeah, I guess I've kind of touched on this a little bit, but like for the mental checkpoint, basically I got a bunch of motivation from Street Fighter. Now, like, the game talks about like strength and like what it means to be strong and like why people are going for strength and all that. Basically things that like motivate people and like what lets them get things done. course, like every character has their own little way of like talking about strength depending on who they are. Like E Honda's like, oh, you must talk from the heart, or do things from the heart, or whatever. And then Ken's like, strength is like not being too hot-headed, so you don't destroy everything around you. Because like when you like meet him, like you're about to do like the Tatsu kick to like destroy the building. You just like he stops you from doing it. It's just like, what the heck are you doing? Yeah. And then I forget what Ryu is about, but like Ryu just seems like a lot of like Buddhism things going on with him whenever I see him in Street Fighter 6, because he's just like sitting there meditating, just like around some water, and just like peach blossoms everywhere. Yeah. And then like Akuma is basically the mastery of all styles. But yeah, the one that like motivated me the most, which is why I wasn't getting enough sleep, because I was motivating myself at the wrong time, was like Ed's little backstory. So let's see here. So I'm trying not to like talk too much about trauma stuff, but like Ed was like all about like trauma things. So there was a lot of like things that were, like I was connecting to at the time. I swear, like that's one thing I always worry about, like because I've like looked at trauma stuff in this past year and realizing that it is actually affecting me. I'm wondering, like, am I gonna start seeing this stuff everywhere? Am I gonna make this like part of my identity? It's like I'm trying to avoid that, because if you make things that are terrible part of your identity, then you're just gonna suffer just cause. But it's something, it's like I still need to like make sure I know what it is. That way I know how to go tackle it. Because that's what I did before in the past, is like I basically shoved it under the rug, pretended like trauma like never happened in the first place, and I'm like, hey, it's fine. I don't feel like I'm dying constantly all the time. But it sort of seems like there's some side effects to that kind of way of dealing with like terrible things, and that's just like the subconscious mind does keep track of that sort of thing. So it's just like, I'm trying to deal with it, but it's just like, it's like, how do you deal with it without like focusing too on it too much to like give it more power? You know, it's just like one of those little mental hurdles you gotta go mess with. Again, I'll probably at this point I'm probably gonna think about like going to therapy to see what that's about, because now I have like a better understanding of all this trauma stuff. So we'll go see. But yeah. I was going to go write down like a lot of the things that he said that like I related to and like I thought were interesting, but I haven't like written it down yet, so I actually have to go do that, which is fine, because I have to go like finish off like all the other masters to see what they have to say, because I don't know, there's a lot of like motivational, like inspirational things in Street Fighter 6, so I want to go like look into that. But anyways, so the most interesting thing that like Ed said to me, basically he was just like, what do you think about the pursuit of strength? And my initial thought was like, well, if you, because he was like, part of the thing is with his character is since he was trying to escape from experimentation, because he's one of the experiments that's supposed to be like a new vessel for like M. Bison to inhabit, so like he has to go deal with like the struggle of like M. Bison trying to control him. So I'm just like thinking, well, maybe if he's going for like power too strong, like M. Bison will take over, because like M. Bison is like basically like a power hungry dude. But like so when I said like, nah, you shouldn't go search for strength too much, he just scoffs. He's like, what the heck? No, you should always go like for like strength and whatever, because he wants to go like fight for the other people that were like being experimented on in Shadow, because like he would see like people like go from like fully functioning people, and then they just get tortured or like experimented on, and then they just become less and less of a person until they became an empty husk of their previous self. Now, I feel like that, I don't know how much most people can relate to that, but I've seen that in small cases with a lot of people. But my grandfather was exactly kind of like that, because when I was young, he was like an awesome dude. He was funny, intelligent. He always got stuff done. He was always doing something. But then he got an injury one time, and then people kept on saying, "You need to go rest. You need to go rest." Okay, now you're resting too much. Now do more stuff. No, and then they kept on flip-flopping. And then he just stopped caring, and then he's just like, well, if I'm gonna get yelled at for whatever, I'm just gonna sit there. And then after a while, he even stopped talking to people, and it's like his mind started going. He just stopped using everything, his body, his mind. He just became an empty husk. And then like everyone started to hate him, and that really sucked. I even got angry too, because like since I was much younger, I think I was either a teenager or in my early 20s, where I'm just like, but you're one of the older people. You're supposed to be the one that's like stronger than everyone else. You have all the experience. There should be nothing that like gets past you. And like you should have all the determination in the world. And then so seeing him do that, and like I've been trying to like go through life, it got me so pissed off at him. And I'm just like, wait a minute. So that's like one reason why I got motivation from that, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, if I'm getting angry at him for like him letting himself get so weak, like I never want to become weak, because that'll make other people be angry at me, which makes them like also feel like helpless to go help themselves, because they have one less person that like is actually trying to go improve themselves. So that's like another line of motivation. I have a long list of various things to help me like stay motivated to do everything, but that's like another strong one. So like going on Street Fighter, I was not expecting that, but like that was like a nice reminder to help me go stay motivated. Now again, I do find that kind of funny though, because that's why I forgot to get sleep, because I'm just like, I'm not gonna let myself become weak. I'm gonna keep on going. Meanwhile, the problem was I actually didn't get enough sleep, so I actually got some sleep and everything. Like I was actually able to get more stuff done because I actually decided to go get some frickin' sleep. So yeah, again, like I said at the beginning of the episode, vlog, not episode, like, I mean, even if you're the same person, like, when you get advice, can make the difference, because just because an advice isn't useful for you now, it can be useful for you later, and then vice versa. Because sometimes, like, you can get certain advice that would normally be good for you, but then it could make it worse for you, like, at some other time. So, yeah. Again, take notes. Try to make sure, like, you're paying as much attention to everything that you can possibly can. But, yeah. Alright. Efficiency checkpoint. Yeah, now that was, like, the most, like, heavy stuff out of the way. So, it'll be more lighthearted here from here on out, I swear. Anyways, efficiency checkpoint. What the heck? I thought what the fuck? Did I delete a thing? Oh, okay, that's why it's over there. Okay, got it. I already talked about like how it's a partial success and failure this month. Oh, okay, here we go. I want to show you my schedule that I have planned, which I already need to go change already. Because things have changed. Alright, so I guess I'll go show it now. Bop, and shrink. But yeah. Already, like up here with Multiversus, I was planning on adding that for a little bit, but oh my god, I forgot how bad battle passes are. Like, holy crap. Battle passes are such a waste of time. I'm just like, I just want to play a freaking character. It's just like I played like one day with a friend, and I'm just like, okay, I gotta go do this. Okay, I gotta go do this. I gotta do this. And I'm just like, can you just let me play the character I want to play? And like, also there was like so many bugs. I mean, the bugs were funny, but it's just like there's so many bugs. But like, there's also like a lot of casual aspects of it, and it's just like it's very hard for me to get into like Multiversus because like the pace of the game is much slower. The hitbox detection is very off. Like, it's really weird to me. So I'm probably not gonna play that. Besides, I got Smash, and I kind of want to get into Street Fighter because Street Fighter's been fun. But yeah, yeah, because I'm gonna have like a Smash night on Wednesday. But even then, I feel like I can't have that like weekly. I feel like I need to make that like bi-weekly or something. I think everyone's like kind of smashed out at this point because we've been doing it weekly for a while. It was initially supposed to be like a monthly thing, but like someone wanted to do Smash a lot more frequently, and now we're like all smashed out for the most part because, well, we've been playing each other for a long time, and then like I'll be honest, like some of us seem to be a little too stuck to our mains, so it's hard for us to like keep things fresh. Yeah, but of course, like, yeah, and I'm saying that as like a thing of like pretty much everyone needs to like improve on. I think there's only one person that like doesn't have that problem because they have the opposite problem of like they don't main anybody. But yeah, I'm not gonna say any names, but people are probably gonna know it anyways. They're not gonna look at this vlog. I don't have to worry about that, right? Let's see. But yeah. So, anyways, I'll start off with like the 10 p.m. like the VR stuff I was talking about earlier. Sometimes in VR, like I go socialize with people because that's like the most like relaxing time. Because if I do anything else with like other people in real life, like it takes time to go travel there, and then like generally people will be too distracted by doing like an actual thing. Whereas in VR, like people will just are content to just chill and just chat. Whereas like real life, like depending on what kind of person, they just want to talk about the sports, hunting, sports. Or if they're not that kind of person, then they're probably someone that's gonna have the phone stuck in their face the entire time and just talk about nerdy things. Meanwhile, they are not paying attention to like who you are, like anything about you at all. It's just like, why am I even here? Yeah. So I kind of like just talking in VR. Get the deeper conversations. Of course, there's an art to like taking things from small talk to like more in-depth conversations, of course. Maybe I'll go try doing that more in real life at some point, because I suppose I haven't tried that hard about it. Whereas like in VR, like, well, I am playing like a social game, so of course people are going to be like more open, you know? So, yeah. Because I feel like most people are willing to go talk about deeper things, but like, I don't know. I feel like I could go on and on about that. It's just like, who would have thought that like socializing can be complex? It's just difficult because some people, like, everyone has their own kinds of fixations on what they're just focused on, and it can be frustrating sometimes because I don't know. It's just like, how do I get them to go talk about like something else? I mean, I'm fine with like listening to what they're talking about, because I want to know what their things are. But it gets to the point where it's the only thing that they're saying, and they repeat themselves like endlessly from like over and over and over. That's when like socializing gets a little annoying at times. But yeah. Oh, I'm hoping I'm making sense. This is just like all on the fly. I'm sure there's like a lot more nuances if I actually like scripted that out. I don't even have that in my notes. So yeah. Let's see here. But yeah, after I go rest, because if I don't get my rest before sleep, I'm gonna just sit in bed awake thinking of things. So I have to have like relaxed time. I made the mistake when I made my initial schedules by like go like exercise, shower, like eat food, then immediately sleep. No. You get distracted. You have to have time to let your mind unwind. You can't play video games immediately before sleep, for example. Anything that like makes your mind like super distracted, you just can't. I mean, I know some people might get like distracted by something like this, but like something like this, like there's not much going on in here. The only thing that's moving is just the background, but like I like seeing things just like slowly move by, and so like subways, like rain, like dust particles going in the air, like that sort of stuff like puts me to sleep like nothing else. Because it's kind of like forcing the brain to just like forget something immediately after it happens, and then that way like your brain's not constantly in this endless loop of hyper fixating on the same thought over and over and over. You're basically looking at a thing and then it goes away, and then you're just like content with just sitting there and just relaxing. It makes it so easy to go to sleep. There's also a reason why I avoid these kind of worlds like earlier in the day, because I don't want to get stuff done. But of course I don't usually do VR early in the day, because I usually have a hard time waking up early enough in the day to go do things in the during the day like normal people. I will say though, since I've removed the things, like I don't have things blocking my curtains right now, because like it's not winter anymore, and I'm just like, you know what, let me go remove those. And then since I've done that, I've been waking up significantly earlier because the sunlight forces me awake. It's like a much nicer alarm clock, because alarm clocks, like, they'll just jolt me awake, and then I feel exhausted and feel like I haven't gotten any sleep at all. But sunlight, it feels like it still kind of sucks, but at least I'm waking up, and it's not like drastic. I feel like I can actually stand up and actually go do things as opposed to an alarm. Because an alarm will make me want to go back to sleep. And the louder the alarm, the more I'm afraid to even leave the bed. I made the mistake of having a very loud alarm at the other side of the room. That does not work. It just makes my body feel like someone is screaming at me the entire time. So that's forth. I must stay still. And then like once my brain finally realizes like what's going on, like it'll probably be like an hour, because my mind is in such a groggy state. So I can't do loud alarms. I have to have a gradual way of waking up, unless if I got all the sleep I needed. Which I normally haven't been doing. Again, what I said earlier, I'm going to be focusing on getting more sleep. I feel like that's like the biggest problem I have, is remembering sleep. Take self-care. I feel like I was going to say something else, but yeah. Removing the stuff off the windows so it's only like the curtains so the sunlight can shine through. Maybe one day I'll remove the curtains as well. But I don't know. I'm already super sensitive to like sunlight as is. Not as much as I used to be because like I have to do a lot of stuff outside when it comes to chores. But like, still kind of sensitive to sunlight. Sunlight sucks. But yeah. But yeah. I do have like vitamin, I think it's like vitamin D pills. I really should go relook at the pills that I'm taking. So I need to actually like be a bit better about what I have. I have like vitamin E, because I've always been told to have vitamin E because of cholesterol stuff. And then I take like vitamin D. What was the last one? Wait, actually, I can go look. B. Oh, that's right, the B. I forget why I was told to have a vitamin B, but you know, it's probably good. I'll have to go look. And the reason why I don't remember it is because sometimes I don't have it because I had a lot of monsters. And monsters have all of the vitamin B you could ever need in a day. And there's like some other like sources of vitamin B as well. Thing is, you gotta be careful about like what kind of vitamins you have because some of them are fat soluble and it's bad because they'll just stay in your fat and it can become toxic if you have too much of it. But like stuff like vitamin B, I think vitamin B is one of the ones that you can pee out, which is why like Monster and stuff like that, like they're not afraid to just dump a whole bunch in there because you're just gonna pee it out immediately. So yeah. Now, I've been told by a few people that I should have zinc because most people are deficient in zinc, but I need to go look more into that. I'll have to go talk more about my diet in the future at some point. It's mostly just like ham and cheese sandwiches, but you know, no, I'm working on it. And speaking of that, I need to get better about eating my eggs. I felt so much better like the other month when I started having eggs, but gosh darn, I didn't do that well this month because of the gaming, I was too tired. And when I get too tired, I get the bad diet because I get to the store when I'm like, I have no willpower because I'm too exhausted because my brain will just do the first thing that I see. Thus forth, since they have junk food everywhere in the grocery store, my brain's gonna go like, oh, that thing, we've had that in the past. That felt nice. Let's get it. And then my brain doesn't even question it. So yeah. Again, like groceries. Yeah, like right here, Wednesday. In the morning, specifically in the morning. Like the first thing you do. Groceries. That way you get the healthy things. Like you're still gonna like get all the stuff that you need, but like it's gonna be around the same price, but it's like much healthier. Just get the healthy stuff. Get the healthy stuff. Let's see. But yeah, because when you do things, the hardest things to resist and like challenge yourself and all that, done first thing in the morning, that's like the most likely you're not gonna put it off to the next day. Not only because of like the time thing, where it's like, oh, it's the end of the day, there's no time, I guess I'll do it tomorrow. It's not just that, but it's also because like there's a few different like psychological theories I could mention right now, but I'll go with spoon theory. Like you have a certain amount of spoons per day. Use all your spoons on the hard stuff immediately in the first day, because if you're running out of spoons by the end of the day, well, you might want to go save those for like the hard stuff instead of like doing easy stuff and then you run out of your spoons before you get the hard stuff that you actually need to do. Let's see. But yeah, after I wake up, I have 3 hours where it's like I can catch up on sleep and such. If I stay on my sleep schedule, I even say it on the right side here. If I stay on my sleep schedule, like consistently, I can go from 12 hours of sleep a day to 6 hours of sleep because I don't have to be catching up on sleep, which makes it so much easier to stick to my schedule and get more things done. And I feel better because I have, like, my emotions are much easier to regulate, and I have more energy, and just everything's so much better. Again, sleep is more important than gosh darn anything. And I gotta remember that. It's just really hard for me to get over that, because growing up, like, I was rewarded for, like, staying up grinding everything, because it always worked before. But as time goes on, no, life doesn't work that way. Get your fucking sleep. But yeah, those 3 hours though, that's when I'm just like, I want to, like, incentivize my brain to wake up. So I kind of want to, like, do video game stuff early in the morning, because I'm like, ooh, I want to get up for this. I want to wake up for a reason. So that's kind of one reason why I do that. But I don't know if it's effective yet, because I haven't been on my sleep schedule enough, so it's probably not effective enough. It's difficult because, funny thing is, like, the only time I've ever, like, woken up and I felt energized immediately is, like, the 2 times I've woken up while in VR. Because, you know, in real life, I look around and my mind has, like, a passive, like, oh my god, everything sucks kind of thing. It's nowhere near as bad as it used to be, but it's not exactly giving positive vibes when I look around the real world. As time goes on, like, I love life more and more as each day passes, because I'm constantly improving life. I'm not like experiencing all the negative things, so it's easier to wake up in a positive time where it's not so bad. But it's still not great yet. So, but VR, the few times I've done it, I get energized, like, immediately, and I want to go do things. Problem is, it's hard to keep the headset on the entire time, because, like, you know, it's kind of heavy for people. Usually what will happen though is, like, I usually get, like, too tired, and then I have to go to the bathroom some point during the day, night, and then I'll just take it off, and then I just don't put it back on. And then there's other times where it's like, right as I'm about to go to sleep, I'm just like, okay, I'm sufficiently sleepy enough. I'm gonna go take it off. Because, you know, I don't want to, like, lean too heavy on it, and then, like, break the earpieces. Because I'm using the index. I don't think they've ever broken before. Oh wait, no, I think I. Wait. I'm trying to remember. I don't think it broke on my last index. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, this is my second index. Like, it was many years before, like, I got this one. It was definitely worth the purchase though, because again, VR is how I relax. It's how I get, like, more social. Anytime I go more in VR, the easier everything else is in real life. Because again, this is the only way I can, like, fully relax. Because this is, like, the only way I've, like, actually had a safe zone, because it never really felt, like, totally safe in real life. Again, it's changing as time goes on. As I improve life, and, like, there's not as many bad things, it's a work in progress. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I broke this. I think it, like, oh yeah, I think what happened was, like, it, like, got loose, so I taped it back together, so, like, I could still use it, but it was not too good. And then eventually the earpiece always worked, but, like, eventually, like, the cord died. I think something else happened to it, but yeah, I also, like, needed new base stations as well. And then my controllers were kind of, like, messing up and all that, so I'm just like, I'll just get the new kit, because I need, like, new things So I'm hoping these all last until like the next VR thing comes out. Again, like if I ever get like facial tracking, like, I want facial tracking so bad, but like everything's too expensive. Unless if I want to go get a Quest, but I don't really want to get a Quest. I want to go get something from Valve, to be totally honest. But you know, Valve and their Valve time, it's gonna take a while. But yeah, the index has like worked wonders for me, and it's fine for me. And I'm a little worried anyways, because sometimes I wonder, it's like, how much do I scowl? It's like, I feel like I smile a lot and all that such, but like, I know in real life that's a little bit of a different case, because in VR, like, I can go look at my avatar and it's smiling all the time. And then if I see my avatar smiling, my brain's just like, oh, that's me. I should be smiling right now. And then it makes me smile subconsciously, like all the time. And that's why it's like, if I'm in VR for a while, like I get used to smiling, and then that smile gets transferred out into the real world. And then I'm smiling all the time in the real world. And then I'm just smiling all the freaking time. And everything's really peachy, honky-dory, whatever you want to call. So yeah. I gotta say, again, if you're all happy, it makes things a lot easier. It's like, cause again, like a lot of people told me just try harder, but well, trying harder doesn't actually mean you're more productive. It may get immediate results, but like you're expending a lot of energy you don't need to be spending. So if you want to go for the long term, relax, be happy, and then you can just like plan things out and just get things done as time goes on. Okay, I am in super ramble mode today. I am so sorry. Let me go try to speed this up a bit. I'm just having so much fun talking. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because like I was feeling so awful like a few days ago, and now that like I've gotten sleep, and I also had an energy drink earlier today, I feel amazing. I swear the next time I won't have an energy drink. I swear. I'm pretty sure I said that last time, but this time, like now I realize how much the energy drinks have been like wrecking my sleep schedule. I actually mean it this time. And if I drink it next time, just go yell at me. All right. Anyhow, back to the schedule. So, in the morning, Monday and Thursday, I do dishes because I don't make that many dishes yet. Because I don't do anything crazy for food. Maybe that'll happen at some point as I make healthier foods. But right now, it doesn't take that long to do dishes. Half an hour to an hour. Yeah, and I usually like to do dishes as I'm cooking something. So whatever I cook, it's immediately cleaned right after. Yeah. So it takes about half an hour. And then laundry isn't like an all-day thing, but like I just want to list it up there. Because I only have to do like laundry like once a week. Again, I don't go rolling around in the mud or anything like that. So I don't have a whole lot of laundry to do. I do my sheets like every couple weeks. And then my clothes, I'll wash them like once a week. That way, like I save like a bunch of time. Because I know some people like go through tons and tons of laundry. Like they'll go through like 3 different like pairs of clothes a day. I'm just like, how do you do that? It's like, are you really getting dirty? Like, I know it's like I like to be clean, but like, why are you changing your clothes that much? Because I do shower every day. And I generally like to shower after exercise. If you look like towards the bottom of the schedule, like I have an exercise routine. I go exercise, maybe a stretch and stretch, and then I'll go shower immediately after because I want to get all that sweat off of me because I don't want to get that sweat over everything else, because then it's like leaves a little sludge everywhere, and then it just like solidifies over time, and then it's like that's just stuff everywhere around the house that's just nasty. So I'd rather do like all the heavy exercise all at once. Which is kind of like why on Monday and Wednesday I have like my exercise routine immediately after doing my outdoors like maintenance stuff. And then Tuesday it's like the one day like I try to make sure my body gets relaxed. Just make sure like I don't overdo it. Though knowing me, I probably am gonna overdo it anyways. But hey, at least it's one day and not no days. But yeah, mowing the lawn takes about like 3 hours, so that's gonna be like one day out of the week. Early in the summer, it's like every week because the grass grows so long, and it's 3 days every freaking week. So annoying. But then like as the summer goes on, I can do it bi-weekly, and then I can save those 3 hours to go do something else. I hate mowing the lawn. It's such a waste of time. It's super loud. And it's just like, ugh. I don't know. But yeah, and then the other days is like pruning, weeding, and stuff like that. And then like any other thing I can think of, like I'll have to go do maintenance there. Yeah. Now that I'm not gonna be doing like Multiversus, I'm probably gonna go do like the exercise stuff back there because like, Multiversus ain't for me. Fun game, casually. You can play it every now and then, but gosh darn, I can't play that for a long time. The battle pass just scares me. It's just like, I already have my own chores. I don't need you to artificially make me have to do more things than I already need to do already. I'm supposed to be here to have fun and relax and just enjoy a game. Not be told that I'm not doing enough. It's just like, ugh. Multiversus just drives me away. Let me enjoy my game. We're playing a fighting game. Let me enjoy improving my skill and whatever. It's like, even though I know Multiversus is very basic and all that, it's just like, at least you have the illusion of improving. Because there's still more you can learn, because there's an obvious difference between someone that hasn't played the game much and people who have like thousands of matches. It's like, yeah, just let people like have fun improving instead of telling them play your way, play this way, only this way. It's just like, stop. Yeah. Yeah, and then Tuesday. Oh yeah. Actually, before I say more about that, Monday and Wednesday. Wednesday is Smash Night. I might try and make that a bi-weekly thing because everyone's getting. I want to make sure like everyone's like not smashed out before Smash 6 is announced, but like still keep people somewhat interested in. So it might be a bi-weekly thing, a monthly thing. I don't know. Well, let's see what happens. And then Monday is game log day because now I may be trying to go improve life and all that other stuff, but like video games have always been like the reason why I wanted to go live life when I was growing up. That might be changing at some point, but like, gosh darn, video games, like, just VR itself, just VR by itself, like, even though it's like very primitive at this point, like, it blows my fucking mind every time I get into VR. Like, just like looking around, it's like I often, if I'm not paying attention specifically to the fact that I'm in VR, like my subconscious brain is just like, oh, this is real life now. It's just like, even though logically, you know, yeah, this is just virtual stuff. This isn't actually there. But my brain doesn't recognize that. So it's like every time I'm in VR, it's like amazing. As long as it's smooth enough. When you get to like less than like 20 frames, oh god, it's awful. It's just like there's no illusion when you have like less than 20 frames. You have a like the smoother it is, the better. Like 90 frames or up, you're gonna trick the brain. But like 20 frames or lower, oh, get out of here. Yeah. Alright, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but game log. Yeah, because I still have a lot of stuff I want to go do with that. Now, I've recorded a lot of stuff, and I haven't been uploading it. So as much as I really want to play games, I'm gonna go like edit stuff like every Monday, except for today because I'm actually doing my vlog. Because I'm gonna try doing vlogs on the game log times. Now, one thing I've heard, well, actually not heard, I know, is MechWarrior 5 was announced to come out on October 3rd. Sorry. My Windows thingy. Anyways, what was I talking about? I wonder what that was. Oh, whatever. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, MechWarrior 5 Clans. That's coming out on October 3rd. I'm going to attempt to go edit my like MechWarrior 2 playthrough. Well, I'm not really editing it. I want to make like a compilation of highlights and then upload it at the same time as the playthrough before MechWarrior 5 Clans comes out. Now, I have played MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, which is also another game by PGI. But like, that game is very slow paced, and like, I played so many hours with my friends. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to upload that now that I'm like realistically looking at the time. So I don't know, because part of the problem is with like MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries is that like they don't do a very good job at telling you like where you're supposed to go and like how difficult things are. So we were going to like the DLC missions before you even finish the campaign, which is way harder than the main campaign. And it's just like they should have said that like the DLC is made for like post-game content because it was way harder. So oopsies. But yeah, also I didn't realize the high reward quests were actually like that important, because I didn't realize that it would increase the reputation that much. So it's like if you're not going for the high reward quests, you're doing it wrong. Because the reason why I initially stopped that was because I thought it would be too hard. But no, that's not the case. Some of them are hard, but most of them are just about on the same difficulty as a normal mission. So just go do them. So oopsies. But yeah, I'll talk more about that another time if I ever get around to like uploading MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. But I don't know, because I also, after uploading MechWarrior 2, I want to go upload MechWarrior 5 Clans if I can grab some people for it. Because a couple of them are like MechWarrior 5 Mercenaried out, because again, I didn't know like the difficulty stuff, so it kind of made things a bit of a slog and felt like a grind when it could have, we could have made it in a way where it's not. Because if you know exactly where to go, the game is paced quite nicely. But if you don't know what you're doing and you're getting wrecked constantly, like you're just like trying to go repair yourself constantly. So that's kind of a problem because you're not making any progress. So oopsies. I'm sorry that like all the new players that haven't played MechWarrior for decades aren't good enough to keep up with the C-Bell loss. But like, yeah, trying to get some new people in. But yeah, the campaign doesn't do very good at like helping new players get into the series. I don't know why and it doesn't help that like patches made it harder later on as well, as they made the AI like more deadly to the players. They also made the AI that's on your side better, but like the fact that they harm the player more, it's like that doesn't really make up for that. But yeah, at least I have a difficulty slider now. You can make it so you're invincible, but you know, people's egos are gonna be like, no, I can do it without that. You know. Anyways, rambling. So yeah, I'm gonna upload MechWarrior 2 if I can. It'll probably be like the last week. I would have to be like super strict with my time. Don't expect it to be out before like MechWarrior 5 Clans, and then I'm gonna be distracted by MechWarrior 5 Clans when that comes out. And then after I'm done with MechWarrior 5 Clans, I might go upload it depending on like what happens. Hopefully I can upload that. Yeah, depends on who I can grab, how much we get interrupted, and like if everything like doesn't get destroyed or whatever. And then after that, I want to go back to Rain World. I've been wanting to get back to Rain World so long. I've just been so exhausted, and again now I realize I gotta get more sleep. And since I've been sleeping, I have a lot more time now. Who would have thought sacrificing a little bit of time to go rest gives you more time? So yeah, I'm gonna be getting back on that. Yeah. Yeah, that's most of my week basically. And yes, I am working part-time. I may work full-time at some point. Because I want to make sure like I could maintain the house. I want to be able to go talk to my family more. I want to talk to my friends more. And then I want to be able to have time to go research things. Which is, again, one of the reasons why I'm planning on making Smash like a bi-weekly thing. I might be able to replace that week with like something else. So I have either like more time for game log or more time to go research things. Something. Because weekly might be a bit much. And then D&D, it's a weekly thing. But it's like... basically I hang out with them until like I go to sleep, and that's like 5 hours before like sleep time. So it's like that's a lot of time for every week. It's like, do I really want to spend that much time? Because here's the thing, it all depends on what type of D&D group that you're in. The one I'm currently in, it's a nice relaxing time. It's very chill. It's a bit more numbers focused than I was expecting. It's not as like roleplay intensive as like the one I did in VR. I love the one that was in VR, but like at that point you're basically LARPing because everyone's doing their own silly poses and they're doing their silly voices and all that stuff. So it's a really good time. But I'm still on the fence, because I feel like this happens every time I think about D&D, because I'm like, oh, I'm about to make a breakthrough and such. And then sometimes I don't. But again, it's probably just because I'm too tired. Again, I'm going to get more sleep. Maybe it'll happen. I don't know. But I say, if nothing significant happens in D&D before the end of this year, I'm going to stop going to D&D. It has been a fun time, but I look at this schedule, I'm just like, I kind of gotta get more time somehow. Because I feel like I'm lacking time for work, I'm lacking time for friends, I'm lacking time for family, I'm lacking time for games, and it's just like, there's not enough time in the week. What do I do? If only I could have more time in the week. There's never enough time. But yeah. Also, yeah. Like 2 hours for learning how to create things like 3D models and worlds and such. I don't think 2 hours a week is enough for that. I can get my foot in the door at least, but like I want to have a bit more time in that, because even something like this is a recreation of like the Resident Evil 3 subway. So that's a thing. Even though I'm pretty sure Resident Evil 3 doesn't have this meme here. I don't think that's normally there. But hey, I haven't played Resident Evil 3 remake, so I don't know. But yeah, I would like to go make things at some point. I don't have a personal avatar yet, and I love this Lycan Rock. But like, and I love the Mantle Beast, I love the Protogen, I love the Recore, but like, I kind of need to go make something for myself. Like, have something uniquely me. Even though I know no one else like uses Mantle Beasts, I don't think I've seen many people use Recourse. Most people use Swarias at this point, which is basically just like the more wiggly, fluffier, like big wings version of the Recour, because it's made by the same creator. But yeah, there's tons of protogens though. But I'm the only purple protogen until you look at YouTube. Then there's a bunch of purple protogens on YouTube for some reason. Go figure. But yeah. Is that it? I think that's it. Oh yeah, I guess I should talk about the notes. I already talked about this consistency with sleep. You get more hours that way. Chores are always the highest priority. Except now that, like, in the few days since I initially made that, sleep is higher priority. Sleep is way higher priority. So yeah. But yeah, if chores are done, do an inspection, and then if everything's still done, go start researching things. Because there's way more things in life than you could ever, like, do. So, research more stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, League of Legends. I've actually been thinking about doing that more frequently, because I notice myself getting, like, emotional from time to time when people are like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you should be doing that. Just like being able to handle criticism more, because, you know, but I don't know if it's exactly the best thing, because you know, in League, when I see someone that gets really good at the game, there's usually an air of arrogance from time to time. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's not, but like there's usually a little bit of an air of arrogance on like what they know. I don't know. Do I get arrogant when I talk about Smash? I wonder. But yeah, thing is like, does that come with just League or what? Or were they always going to be like that? I don't know. But anyways, I would like to be able to handle criticisms, because like League, the information in League, like it's always changing because they change the patch at like every couple weeks, and then like based off of like what items the enemy has, if you have enough vision because of placing wards, or like you're getting distracted from like anything, like there's so many things that could make you miss a piece of information. Thus forth, you look at like what's happening in the game completely incorrectly. So it's like no wonder people get mad. And then of course, like if one person does bad, it helps the enemy get gold. So people also get mad because of that. But sometimes it's just like, even if you make the mistake once, like sometimes you're not the reason why like the enemy is fed. Could be because they were like killing themselves on that enemy the entire time and they've just been tilted. So it's like, I want to get used to like being able to decipher when someone is just tilted and just saying terrible advice, and when someone is actually doing genuine advice that can actually help me. That's going to be kind of a hard thing to like decipher, because that's something that could be useful in real life, but I don't know if it'll apply enough. Is like, am I just looking for an excuse to play? Because I'm actually having like a real good time, because I actually have some good friends. Now that said though, like another group of people, like one person like grabbed a bunch of friends from another server, and they are a bit more like high and mighty about stuff, and they're just so they've been stressing like the original group of people that were playing League of Legends like out like a whole ton. So I don't know. We'll have to go see what happens. But yeah. Oh yeah, Street Fighter 6. I want to play it more. Street Fighter is like, actually, I'll go talk about that in a minute, but like I want to play it more. But yeah, that is basically my schedule currently. I'm gonna change the Multiversus thing out, and then there'll be some more time freed up for other things. But yeah, that's what my schedule is looking like currently. All right. You know what? I think it's time to go change the music. But yeah, I've been playing Ed's theme from Street Fighter 6 for this whole time. Now I'm gonna go play his theme from Street Fighter 5. Yes, he's going to be my main in Street Fighter 6. Because I will say this, it's really funny because in Street Fighter 6, everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's so cool." And then I look back at Street Fighter 5 and people are like, "Oh my god, he's the worst character ever. He's awful," because he takes like a lot more inspiration from M. Bison, who's a very cheap character. But yeah, so when people go from Street Fighter 5 to Street Fighter 6, it's so funny seeing like older videos or people like see him for the first time and they're like, "Wait a minute, he's cool? That's not supposed to happen. What is this?" So I find that funny. But like, it also doesn't help that like he has a theme that's just like, "Oh, I'm so tough" and all that such. But yeah, but I kind of unironically love this music. No, I thought it was goofy at first, but I actually kind of dig it now. But yeah, now I'm gonna go take a look at all the Street Fighter characters. I'm gonna look at 3 different tier lists now for different games, because I was gaming way too much this month. First of all, oh, too much. Ah, wait, oh, that's what I know what I'm doing. There we go. We'll do that and do this. But yeah, so first of all, Chun-Li. Every time I see her, she's like, "Oh, you're not good enough. Oh, you should try harder." It's just like, I can't stand you. She's the only character I don't like just because her personality is just really freaking irritating. Maybe it's just like a bad first impression, but oh my god, she just seems so snooty, and it's just, oh, I hate it. And then Marissa, like, I thought I was gonna like her because I get Ganondorf vibes, and just like having a power character that just beats someone, like just by just reading them, and they're just a terrible character otherwise. I kind of like that trope, but Marissa doesn't feel very strong with her hits. It's like they look like they should be strong, but like when I do it, it like doesn't feel strong. Guile is a pain in the ass to fight, and I don't want to rush down anybody because I know anyone that's new to fighting games, they just want to mash buttons. What is Guile all about? Just defending and just being a turtle, just sitting there crouched, and they just either sonic booms or he does the flash kick or whatever the kick is called in this game. I just know it as flash kick because of a previous Street Fighter. So I would never want to do Guile. I've only fought like 3 Guile bots in freaking World Tour, but like, oh my god, it's such a pain in the ass. It's just like, let me in. I just want to punch you. Stop stalling. And then M. Bison, E. Honda, Blanca, they're all bully characters. They can just mash their way in because they have strong buttons. But like, if people are actually using their mind, like, they fall apart real fast. So I don't want to use those ones. And then the grapplers, I love their grabs. Everything else feels really bad about them for the most part. I like Manon the most, but like, she feels, her character is a little weird to me for some reason. I don't know what it is, but something feels off. So yeah, I don't think I could play any of those. Then Juri and Aki, they have such awesome movesets. They look so cool, but they're bitches. They're so mean, and they thrive in there. I'm just like, I can't main a character like that. So As cool as the movesets are, I can't do that. Dolls seem fun. I could only play him casually though, but like, because I think he's the one of the characters I beat the Street Fighter 2 with, when I was new to Street Fighter 2. Back when I was just a kid, played it on the Sega Genesis, and then I fought bosses. I didn't even know that Akuma was even a thing, because he's a secret boss in that game. But yeah. Cammy is pretty fun, but gosh darn, that brow line. Why does she look like Blanca with that brow line? Why? What? He's supposed to be the monkey man. What is Cammy doing with the monkey face? Why? And then Ken theoretically should be fun, but he just feels weird. I don't know what it is. Because I've played Ken a little bit in previous games. Never like tried to main him or anything. I've always liked his theme in the past, but like he just feels weird in this game. I can't put my finger on it. But like when it comes to Shotos, I want to play all the other ones over Ken, which is really weird because Ken is like crazy popular in this game. As if to say he wasn't popular in all other fighting games. He seems to always be a popular pick. I mean, he has a killer theme. Kimberly. She's actually kind of fun, but I have a feeling it seems like she gets kind of linear after a while because what she always wants to do is just run at you all the time. And then I do like the set play thing with her spray paint cans that explodes. I don't know why that would do a whole lot of damage. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they do a lot of damage. I have to go look, but yeah, it like distracts the enemy and then you can go hit them. So I kind of like that, but not enough. And then we got DJ and Jamie. They both look like fun characters to just have a nice time jamming and grooving. But like, while they're fun casually, I don't think I could play them competitively because they both have like kind of goofy things, and they have like some one note things about them. It's just like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it. And then we got some more characters that are more likely to play. Luke, I kind of am tempted to play because the other person I'm playing with, that got me into Street Fighter 6, not Street Fighter as a whole, but into Street Fighter 6. He is also playing Luke, and I'm kind of having a fun time doing dittos, so I kind of want to go do that. It was kind of fun because we were both learning combos for Luke, and the one that we practiced for like half an hour or something like that was like the triple flash knuckle thing, where you go like the medium flash knuckle where you punch them across the stage and then they bounce off the wall, and then you do the light one and then it just like goes up into the air, and then you finish it off by slamming down with the freaking hard flash knuckle, and it felt so good. I got it off like in training once, and we kept on struggling with it so much, but I was actually able to land it in a match. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. So I'm like, maybe there is a thing to this. But also I gotta say, the training mode for Street Fighter is so much better than Smash. It's like, oh my god, why isn't all of this stuff in Smash? It's such a pain. It's like, no wonder I have such a hard time enjoying the combos in Smash. There's not a good training mode. The training mode's so bad in Smash. It's miles better than the previous Smash game, but it's so much worse than other fighting games. It's like, no wonder I've had such a struggle learning to love combos. But yeah, with that said though, I'm planning on playing Street Fighter 6 more so I can like get my mind into the mindset of loving combos. That way when I go back to Smash, I'll be able to enjoy a lot more other characters and enjoy the parts of characters that I previously didn't like. Like, I know Sephiroth isn't much of a combo character, but he is supposed to do Nair combos. That's like a thing of him. Because the higher level you get, you have to do the narrow combo a lot more because everything else is too sluggish on him. And then there's a lot of other characters I like to play that do have combo games. I just don't use them because I just like neutral stuff more. I blame that on learning a game off of zoners and sword characters. Sword characters are all about getting the neutral hit, but then they don't have a combo game. But yeah. Anyways, Rashid. I hated the fuck out of him at first because he's just like, oh, look at me, I am so great. And then he's just like, always has a photo, like a camera with him all the time, and just like, I want to punch you in the face. But like, as I talked to him more in like World Tour, like he grew on me a little bit. I haven't gone all the way with his little master thing, but like, I look forward to it. It's like, maybe I can get over that. JP was the character I was initially thinking about becoming my main, because I saw, oh, this guy likes chess. I'm like, oh, I like chess. Maybe he'll be my main. And I saw his projectiles everywhere, and I love zoners, so I'm like, yeah, I might be able to do that. That said, though, it feels like I'm not playing Street Fighter 6 when I play JP. Like, no one else, like, zones nearly as much as him, like, with the exception of, like, Talkin. And I guess you could say Guile, but Guile is just annoying. But yeah, JP, still kind of fun though. It's not Street Fighter. But also, I gotta say, after playing Street Fighter, I can understand why people hate the fuck out of zoners. Because in Smash, you have good mobility. Everyone has like multiple ways to go deal with projectiles. But like, frickin' in Street Fighter, you walk forward and you have to block. Walk forward and block. And then people can change up the timing of the projectiles, and it's just like, there's so many like little annoying things about projectiles and long-reaching attacks and in fighters that like zoners, I can understand why people hate zoners so much more in traditional fighters. This is just like, they become a wall of just unapproachableness. At least in Smash, if someone's spamming the projectiles, it's like you can be like, oh, you fool, you're tossing that projectile out? Punish. Yeah, it's like, yeah, they do have moves that come out fast in Smash, but at least you're going to be able to get in. Whereas like zoners and traditional fighters, you're just going to stay away from them the entire match. And it's just like, come on, man, I just want to interact. Yeah. Now, secondaries. Oh yeah, like these three like might be a tertiary, and then like I'm trying to decide between Ryu and Akuma for like who I want to be my fundies character. Now Ryu is like the obvious most fundies you can possibly get because he's so basic, he has nothing special about him. Like now he has the power up mechanic, but like still overall, like he's just basic as basic can get. Because like pretty much everyone else feels like he's based off of Ryu. Whereas Akuma on the other hand, like, yeah, he's a glass cannon, but like he is a mixture of all the play styles within Street Fighter 6. So I kind of enjoy playing him a bunch. So kind of want to go play him. The only thing I'm afraid of is like, since he's a glass cannon, am I gonna just like steamroll my friend that plays the game? I don't know. And now, for the character that like I wanted to go play the most in Street Fighter 6, Ed, which I didn't expect because I looked at his character design and I'm just like, oh, he looks terrible. But there was a Lycanroc skin for this. And I'm like, wait a minute, he has a Lycanroc skin. Awesome, I'll go play this character because of the Lycanroc skin. And then I'm like, okay, since I play the since I like the Lycanroc skin, I might as well go learn about the character before I add the skin. And then I grew to love the character in World Tour. Again, a character that has like a lot of trauma about it, and so he talks a lot about that stuff. Also, like, never give up and like all the motivational stuff. It's like, hits me a lot harder than all the other ones, talking about like what motivates them. Like, his motivations hit me a bit harder than all the rest of them. Actually, let's take a quick look. I mean, I haven't mastered all of them yet. I think Ryu's like the second closest, but like Ryu's just kind of like very basic and bland. because like who doesn't want to improve? He's just a clean slate. So it's like I feel like I could have anyone like relate to Ryu because he's just improvement itself. So yeah. Whereas like Ed is like fuck everything. You're like don't let yourself become weak because then everything sucks. So you gotta be strong and then help other people who are also going through rough times. So I kind of like him a lot more. Also, frickin' I'm starting to realize I like boxing characters in fighting games. Because in Little Mac, like, he's based heavily off of, like, boxing as well. And he's one of the most fun characters in Smash. I'll never play him competitively, but gosh darn, he's always a fun time to play when I'm playing him. I don't know about, like, when I'm fighting against him, because he kind of, like, plays his own game. Because he plays it, he's so frickin' fast. Now, Ed does feel like playing Little Mac in Street Fighter, except you have long range. And everyone else isn't just, like, floating around above you, because Street Fighter is a lot more grounded. Footsie's based. So, yeah. So it's a lot more fun playing Ed in this game than Little Mac in Smash. Because it's more, like, even footing. But yeah. So, he does have one of my favorite looking projectiles. And the thing is, one thing I love about it is that, like, even, like, his long range options is based off of, like, boxing, because he'll start the animation going like this to, like, deflect stuff, which is very good at, like, because when he does it, a huge, like, orb forms around and it cancels out other projectiles. But like in boxing, like you're doing that to go deflect other punches and such. But then like after he does that, he follows it up with another one and then it shoots out a projectile. So I thought that was kind of neat. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty neat. I like it. Yeah. Also, he's one of the faster characters in the game. And I freaking love it. I don't care that he has like no overhead, basically. Yeah, like his weaknesses I don't care about. Like I love everything else about him. He feels really fun. Also, his level 2 gives me a goal, because what he does is he shoots out like a giant energy ball and it goes slowly across the stage, and then you just go punch someone onto the ball and it goes back and forth between you punching them and then them bouncing off of the projectile and just boom, bop, boom, bop. It's just, you go from one corner of the screen to the other side of the screen, and when people pull it off, it just looks really cool. So that's something I want to go do. It kind of reminds me of like trying to get better at like the Meta Knight combo. It's like, I don't know how fun it is to watch those combos, but like as you get better at doing the combo, the more fun it is to do, because you're like, oh, I almost got it. So yeah, hopefully I'll get better at that. But yeah, also it's just kind of fun. He makes me want to like get more exercise again, because he's always bouncing around and he's just like, he always has like, he does this little stance like this, just like one fist by the face for like the strong attacks. And then he just like does like all these like flicker attacks. Supposedly it's based off of a professional boxer, but I don't know the name. I think it's like Thomas or something. But I forget his name. But yeah, because Ed's an outboxer. There's like a video that I saw talking about like the different boxers in Street Fighter, where like Balrog is the original and he's like an infighter. Doodly is like a counter boxer, whereas Ed is basically an outboxer. So, but yeah, it was kind of fun. But yeah. So that's all I gotta say about that. Oh wait, should I say more about World Tour? I guess I should talk about World Tour a bit more. I will say Street Fighter is very good. introducing people to the fighting game genre as a whole. Well, mainly traditional fighters. I wouldn't say it's a good thing for freaking. I've been on the seat that whole time. I just saw my camera jump. But what was I thinking? Oh yeah, World Tour, right? So World Tour. Oh my God, I'm distracted. But yeah, World Tour. Very good. It like spoon feeds you like different things about traditional fighters over time. Of course, like if you've played games in a while, like the first bits are like kind of a slog because it's really spoon feeding you as if you've never played a video game in your life sort of feel. So it's kind of annoying. But as time goes on, it gets better. Though I will say, it was annoying when I got to like level 30 about, because it goes from like not needing to go improve your stats at all. So I kind of forgot about improving stats, and I'm just like, it's gonna be one of those games that I can just go to the end of the game without improving any stats. No. I mean, sure, you probably can, but it's not worth the time. Because I basically was like putting people in throw loops, and I would just throw them like 100 times. And since I don't know the strong combos, that's just what I would go do for a while. It's like, yeah, if I did combos, I could probably like make it so it's like 3 times faster. But even 3 times faster, it would still take way too much time. So I'm just like, screw it. So you gotta learn to like remember to upgrade your character's stats and all that, which I wasn't expecting to do. So I wish I knew that a little earlier, because I didn't think it was going to be impactful. Because, you know, the whole point of fighting games is that you as the player get better, not like putting your character on steroids, because like how to gain health is like drinking energy drinks, and I know energy drinks are really bad for you. So I found that kind of funny. And then like when they introduce you to food, they have you eat pizza. I'm just like, that's also not healthy. I'm just like, what are they doing? But yeah, I will say though, like outside of that though, like the whole World Tour thing is really good. And also like as you talk to like all the different NPCs, there's like it's like they almost went through like on the internet and then just looked at like everyone's like views on like improving at things. And so they just took a bunch of like real life examples and then applied it to like a fighting game, or and vice versa. So it makes it so easier for people to like get into the mindset of having fun improving at fighting games, and thus like improving at things in general. So I thought that was kind of neat, because that's the whole point about like the fighting games, is people learn to love how to improve themselves. A lot of other like game genres is just like, just get better, and you don't really have to get better. But fighting games like has a bunch of little things that you have to learn over time. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like the fighting game community generally has like a bigger emphasis on learning how to get better at a game than some other genres. Like, you're not gonna get that from shooters. Shooters are pretty simple. Sure, there are some nuances, like knowing the pathing of your enemies on the map, what type of play style are they going to do, what the individual players are going to do. But like in fighting games, I feel like it's a much heavier influence on all that stuff, and it's just a lot harder in general. But yeah, let's see here. So, I'm done with talking about that now. I'm going to go talk about League of Leggings. Oh, whoops. Oops. I might be getting tired now. Oh yeah, so I don't think these characters at the bottom are getting into League, but like it's just the tier list had that. Now those two on the bottom, like the left three, I might play them if they got into the game. The one on the very left, I want to play the most. But you know, it all depends because he gives me Aurelian Soul vibes. He just a little bit more evil than Aurelian Soul. Aurelian Soul is just kind of like, oh, I'm just a force of nature. I have no morals or whatever. Whereas this guy, he looks evil. So evil. Or maybe he's full of himself. I don't know. That's what I'm getting from that character design. But yeah. He just looks really cool. But I doubt he'll become a jungler. Yeah. And then, like, this list I have here are basically characters based on their ability to be a jungler. Supports can't be junglers. They're too weak and they have abilities meant for other people. Then, like, mages usually are too frail to even survive the jungle in the first place, much less if someone decided to go invade. Same thing with ADCs, very squish. And then Nasus, Viger, and Smolder, they have stacking mechanics, so you want to have as many stacks as possible, so just stay in your fucking lane. As much as I love those characters. And then we got a bunch of characters I don't know enough about, but they don't interest me either. So that's why they're all bunched up here. Like Varus might be cool, Twisted Fate might be cool, but do I really know much about them? I'm pretty sure. Wait, I think Twisted Fate is an ADC. I think. I won't think about it. If I start talking about the individual characters here, it'll be even longer. And then we got all the tanky boys, because how to live in the jungle is just being able to go clear things quickly and be able to survive and not just like die at the end of it. So I don't know about all their clearing speeds for these characters. I know Alawi can be freaking strong, but like I don't know how fast she can make those tentacles and whatever. Because she's a juggernaut. I do remember doing Taric in jungle one time, a long time ago. Back before, I think it was back when I was playing with people that were doing like two lane top. But I don't think that's a thing anymore. But yeah. And then I got some characters that are like assassins or just high dealers. Is like they could potentially do it. And then bad ideas, Kled, Pike, Action. Yeah, it's like those are characters I wanted to go play, but it's probably a bad idea. Like Singed in the jungle just sounds fun. It'd probably be annoying for the enemy, but it sounds fun to do. Kled just is hilarious in concept to me, just that character. I don't know about his gameplay, but the concept of his character is just kind of funny in the jungle. Yeah, and then I would love to do Aurelian Soul jungle, but I'm pretty sure he's like too squishy because he is supposed to be a late game scaler. So yeah. Also, Cho'Gath is also a late game scaler, and I used to jungle with him, but you know what? I think with how many champions have been added to the game and how many changes to the game there have been, I don't think he can really jungle anymore. I'm not sure on that though, but it is nice that he has like his ultimate is basically like a secondary smite. Oh, I just realized I still have that theme going. Oh shit. Oh, well, I'll get that later. But yeah, actually, no, I'll get it now. Yeah, there we go. No, it's not Eminem. That's not Eminem that's talking. But yeah, also that does have lyrics. German lyrics might be a little bit more nuanced, so whatever you see for the lyrics might not be entirely accurate. But yeah. Yeah. Anyways, Cho'Gath I might do at some point because he's fun. All these other characters though, I don't know. I don't know where exactly they all are, but like they're just put there for now. Now for like now there's like these junglers that like should be in lane, but like a lot of people jungle with them. Just like kind of okay. I tried Jax and Talia. They're kind of boring. I like Jax's parry, and then Talia is just like a more boring Brand. Brand is just like glass cannon to the extreme, whereas Talia seems a bit more like normalized, but she's just kind of boring. She's just rocks. I don't know. I can't dig her. And then we got all these other laners. I know Mordekaiser's strong in the jungle, but like I don't really care for him. I like seeing other people be bored, but I don't feel like being bored. I know. I feel like he's just a noob stomper. That's what it feels. That's the impression I get from Mordekaiser. Nara I want to do. Nico's like with her ability to go transform into other people. That just screams jungle to me. But like people are like, she's not strong enough to be a jungler. I'm like, aw. But her camouflage thing seems so fun. But yeah. I want to go try out like all these champions at some point. Rammus I tried, but I'd rather go play Hecarim than him, because like Hecarim also has like a speed mechanic that's very similar to like Rammus's rollout or whatever it's called. It's just Rammus has the taunt. Taunt. If you want to have a character with a taunt, there you go. There's your guy. But otherwise, he's just okay. And then let's see. Okay. Okay. That's what you'll get a lot from playing that champion too. And then there's like a lot of champions I'm not really interested in. Sejuani, I tried her. She's CC. So much CC. You just freeze people constantly and knock them around and such. It's like, if she wasn't such a boring character, I'd probably play her more. But like, oh my god. I love the gameplay would be so fun supportive wise, but gosh darn, I need a more interesting character. Like, if I'm gonna be listening to the same character for many games, they gotta be at least they gotta have a little something I can attach to. So I can't stick with her. Then we got a bunch of these old champions from like Volibear to Echo. Yeah. So we'll have to go see what happens with that. Volibear, I will be honest, one of the reasons why I like Volibear so much is because of the clan Ghost Bear in frickin' Battletech. I know I'm stretching it a lot, but gosh darn, that's one of the reasons why I kind of want to play him. But yeah. Now, I did try Briar, Rumble, Shyvana, and Rek'Sai. Well, I didn't try Rek'Sai this last patch, but yeah. I should probably mention, as I try these champions, I'm going to start putting them into their own tier below and be like, I tried and I am now passing. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I also like this tier list because it actually has both versions of Kayn here. His Shadow Walker form and the Rost form. I might try him at some point. I liked him a lot more before, but after I tried him, I'm just like, I don't know. I have to go try him again. He's one of those characters I feel like I could flip back and forth whether I want to play him or not. But yeah. Rek'Sai, I have to go try him out some more. And her more out. Whatever. And then Shyvana. I like dragons. But gosh darn, she's not dragon most of the time. And she's boring. And like she's full of herself, but like she's very boring about it. Like, most characters in League are kind of full of themselves. But, like, Shyvana does it in a boring way. Like, be more like Aurelion Sol. At least Aurelion Sol's kind of cool with, like, how full of himself he is. But Shyvana is just kind of boring. Yeah. And then Rumble, I'm on the fence about it because it's like, on one side, he has that meter mechanic where he overheats and such, and that reminds me of Eliana. That's fun. But his voice, he's so annoying to listen to. I don't know if I could listen to that character. He just reminds me of like a lot of the like the AAA movies or whatever. I don't know if that's the correct term because it's AAA's like video game stuff. But like the big movies, like they all have that kind of character that's just like I'm the protagonist and oh blah blah blah. I'm a little clumsy at sometimes, but I can do things. I have all the massive motivation and ego and whatever. It's just like I don't know. It's just really annoying. I hate that stereotype. It's so annoying. Yeah. Briar. I kind of like her character, but I don't like it like enough to make me overlook her gameplay. So when I look at her gameplay, it's like it has some interesting things. I mean, I do like the leap stun. Nothing special there, but I do like the leap stun. I do like the ability to go like slam people into the walls. That's neat. So the problem is her W is she'll run at people and you can't change where you're running, so you become incredibly freaking predictable at that point. You become super strong, but because you become so predictable, it's like I feel like unless if you're chasing down someone that's already losing, you're gonna get like tunnel visioned and just die because you're chasing someone too hard. It's like, and then if you're not in that mode, like it feels, I think it's like a 10-second cooldown. It feels like forever waiting for it to come back. I just can't. At least her ult's cool. Like every time you just shoot it across the stage, it feels good to land a shot. Then you just go zooming across, and she has her things out at the same time. It's just like it looks so freaking awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I might be able to get to her. Thing is, one person that played League a lot recommended them after they heard me say that I like Warwick. I suppose I should mention I like playing Hecarim a lot because he feels a lot like Warwick, and every time I've mentioned that like playing Hecarim feels like playing Warwick, that people always are like confused. Like the people that have been around for a long time, they're like, what do you mean? Well, there's nothing I liked about them. I'm just like, they're both freaking fast. They both have lifesteal. They're both tanky. They both have the fears. And it's like, and they get stronger like the longer they're in battle, and they have lifesteal. It's like, what are you talking about? There's so much in common. But yeah. And then Master Yi, Xin Zhao, Nunu. I have them because they're cheap, and I've been told that they're easy, but I haven't tried them yet. I don't really want to play Nunu. Yi doesn't catch my interest. There's so many more interesting champions than Yi. Same thing with Xin Zhao, but maybe I could grow to love them. Skarner got a rework, which is why he looks like this if you're someone that hasn't played League in a while. I forget when they reworked him. I think they reworked him like a few months ago, or maybe earlier this year. I don't know. But like, he's been fun. He feels so freaking tanky. So it's like, if I do a tank jungler, he's probably gonna be the tank jungler. He doesn't have the crystal thing in the jungle anymore, so it's kind of interesting because people are like, oh, you play Skarner jungle? What are you talking about? He should be in top. I'm just like, that's interesting because before the rework, he was supposed to be played in the jungle so he could get his crystals. So I was like, it's weird that they shift the same champion around instead of just calling him someone different. Like, he looks nothing like the original Skarner. It's like, you could just say that it was his brother or something like that, or maybe like, I don't know. Or maybe just like a rivaling faction compared to like Skarner or something. I don't know Skarner's lore, but it's just like, why? It's like, the gameplay is so different. They could just, I don't know. I mean, I guess they probably don't want to have both champions in there, so I guess that's why. Yeah. But yeah. And I already talked about Warwick and Hecarim. And then, of course, these three are still there. I like making people scared, and Fiddlesticks is just a jump scare character. Also, I did watch some footage recently of freaking people like ulting like the entire enemy team and just fearing them and just like killing them all in one go. because he's just a burst champion, burst like AoE. So if people aren't paying attention and pulling up wards and all that, like he'll just get in there and just annihilate everybody. So it's like if they're not paying attention to the map, you're just gonna eat them. Yeah. And then Kha'Zix was an old main. Cho'Gath was the original character that got me to learn League of Legends back when it was new. Back when he could only have up to 6 stacks. And then Kha'Zix was the next main. And then there was Ivern. Ivern, I still haven't played yet. But yeah, he's really fun. Now that said, I'm going to try not to like talk about like... I'm going to try talking about individual champions and just like go into elimination mode in future like vlogs. Now, that's my tier list for like talking about like the different junglers. This is my tier list for like every role because I still have all the junglers. I haven't edited that from the last time, I don't think. I don't know. But like for support, it's going to be Thresh. Though I played Pyke because I did a little trolliness with a friend because he, at the last second, yeah, actually, let me go down here for a sec. He is the whole reason why I made this little roll here, Pyke, because my friend, he mains a few different characters, Action, Teemo, Singed, and he's recently picked up Pyke, and the last few seconds of one match that we were going to, he tried to like do a little prompt of like swapping champions. I didn't even know you could do that. I'm just like, I wonder what happens if I click accept, and then I just clicked accept, just as an impulse reaction. I'm just like, this will be funny, and I just laughed my ass off as it actually let us swap because I've never played Pyke. I don't even think he was on rotation or anything like that. So I was playing Pyke in the jungle, and he was playing Warwick bots. And it went significantly better than expected. Never mind the fact that there was a Smolder that had 100,000 damage on our team, because he knows how to play the game. but like it went way better. Like the Kayn tried to go like fight me immediately, and he almost died. If I didn't miss one skill, he would have been dead. I would have been ahead because of that. He didn't like that though, because for the rest of the match, he just invaded and killed all of my camps before I could get to them, and then he just never fought me. He would just run away and just like go do something else. I'm just like, God damn it. Funnily enough though, like I was actually keeping up with him in gold and all that such. And I'm just wondering, what if I had a proper rune set? What if I did more ganks? Because the thing about Pyke is that if you ult someone, you give gold to everyone else that you assisted. I'm just wondering if Pyke went jungle and you ganked bot, that's like 3 people consistently that you could get gold for all the time. Then you can also help mid out as well. They get more gold. So it's like everyone's getting more gold. I don't know how much gold Pyke gives, but I'm just like, I wonder. And then that opened up the doors of like, wait, what else have I been not thinking about? Who else can go into jungle that's not typically known for going there, but could go there? So you can blame him for that. Anyways, that said, I think I'm gonna go put Pyke up here. Now that I've actually tried him, he's actually kind of fun. Thresh was like, before that though, Thresh was like the only person I could see myself doing support for. That might change in the future. Maybe I'll go like add Braum up there, or maybe Emilio? I forget his name. Yeah, he might be up there too. But yeah. Then Kog'Maw, I love playing Kog'Maw. He's the most adorable champion in the game. He's a big old abomination, but like despite like him being monstrous and everyone like seeing him as a monster, he's like, oh look at me, I'm so cute and all that. He does all the cute things. I love Kog'Maw about that. But yeah, it is interesting. It is kind of hard to play him though because he's so squishy. He can't run away. The best you can do is just slow people down with your E, and then that's it. That's all you got. Just slow people down. If they can ignore that slow in some way, or like they just close the distance on you by jumping on you or something like that, you're probably dead. It's like either you melt them or they just instantly kill you. Kog'Maw is a very weak character early game, but yeah, he's quite fun. I love melting people at the end. Aphelios, I just like the idea of his gameplay, so maybe. Same thing with Kaisa, they have cool gameplay. Lucian, his gameplay is okay, but it looks a lot cooler than a lot of other like characters in the game, so I don't know. I am biased by visuals sometimes, but I don't know. As time goes on though, Lucian gets more and more boring, so he might not be there anymore. But yeah. Mid has a lot of characters I like. Aurelion Sol is like, the other day someone told me, is like, you look like an Aurelion Sol main. You sound like an Aurelion Sol main. I'm like, oh, I guess so. I would be totally down for Aurelion Sol. But one problem. Aurelion Sol, he can't jungle. Now, I've heard that like some people have gone into jungle with Aurelion Sol, but I don't know how good that is. And I have to make sure I go look up freaking stuff. Oh my god, I got distracted by the music. You know what? I wasn't originally gonna go play this track, but you know what? Let me go play it. Oops. There we go. I don't know why Balrog's theme sounds so triumphant and like he's a good guy, because he is a very selfish guy. But gosh darn, I love his theme in Street Fighter V. But yeah, Aurelion Sol, love the character. Viger, I love, but like, I think there's at least 2 other people in the server that also love playing Viger. And so I'm like, I don't know. Because I want to play, there's 160 champions. I kind of want to have like my own unique champion that no one else plays. Which I might go change things at some point. And Nivea I like, but if I were to ever try and main them, I need the Bat Nivea. Because I like bats. Bats are like my favorite animal. They are the spooky scary, but they make cute noises. Oh, it seems cute to me. I don't know. Malzahar, I always feel like I'm missing something with him. But the more I play League, I feel like there's actually nothing more to him. He just has a really strong ult, and he has quote-unquote space aids. And then that's pretty much all there is to the character. Because I want to do things with his minions, but from what it sounds like, his minions are so weak that like you can't really actually make any builds based off of those minions. So hopefully that changes at some point, because like I don't think there really is a proper like summoner yet. Yeah. Now Fury, I was so hopeful they could be in jungle before, because they're so interesting, but apparently they're not a thing. Because they specifically nerfed the heck out of jungle Naafiri, supposedly. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it again at some point. Oh, I haven't tried it before. I'll go try it at some point. Azir's cool, but I'm pretty sure he's just supposed to be a laner. Yeah. Kassadin I tried a long time ago. He's probably been reworked to heck, but he still does that multi-teleport thing, so he's probably a pain in the butt for people to go deal with. I don't kind of want to try him. Gnar, I feel like I could use in the jungle. Same thing with Cho'Gath. I love playing those champions. I haven't played them that much. Well, I haven't played much. Cho'Gath was my original main, so yeah. I swear I won't talk about them. I won't talk about this list in the future, but yeah. So it's like, then there's Aatrox and Cassante and Gnosis. Cassante was a little bit of a surprise. But yeah, but the more I look at it, it's like Cassante is kind of like a different version of like Yasuo, where you stay at a specific range. Then you got your little swirly shield around you, and you got your dash and whatever. But yeah, Smolder and Vel'Koz I want to go play, but they can be used in like mid or bot, I think. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then we got all these other champions that like I kind of want to go play, but not as much as these ones. So yeah. So now that we're all done with that, final tier list. Multiversus. So, oh my god, I just remembered I could be blocking the frickin' champions with my thing. Oh, what a fool I am. But yeah, Multiversus, probably not gonna play that long, but I figure I'll make a tier list anyways, in case I do want to go play it more. LeBron James, too much snowballing. Like, either you hit your balls all the time and you get a bajillion balls on the field, or you miss and then you just have to go do melee, and if people are really good, they're not gonna let you do that, and then he just becomes a not so great character. That's why he has a bunch of armor on his attacks, but it's just like, I don't know, he feels like either you wreck the opponent or they wreck you, sort of feel, and I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. Yeah, and then haven't tried Marvin, Banana Guard, or Rick, but I don't really care. I don't really want to play them. Then there's a huge list of characters here that are like all like really easy to pick up, and it's fun to play them casually, but it's like there's no real depth to them, so I can't imagine ever playing them for very long. Which is a lot of characters. And then the next row is like Batman, Finn, Arya, Tom and Jerry, Morty. They have combo routes and such. They do have some complexity to them. I don't know how deep that complexity is, but the problem is that complexity doesn't really feel interesting to me. Tom and Jerry is probably like the one I like the most gameplay wise. And in the beta, I did have a good time with Morty because like he was like one of the harder characters in there. But like I'm just like, it feels like it's in the middle ground of like not enough to like be fun in a complex way, but like too hard to be enjoyed in a casual way. So it's just like these characters are unsatisfying to me. I love playing with people who play like these characters though. Like anytime I have a friend that plays Tom and Jerry, it's always fun because like I'll just go in there, wreck them, and then they just can't get near Tom and Jerry. It's kind of fun. Agent Smith, Stripe, and Joker. I haven't played them yet, but they'll probably be characters I want to play a bunch. They're really fun. But I don't know. Agent Smith might be more boring than I initially thought though, because his moves look very slow and they look very basic, so I don't know. Depends, because every now and then I'll see him do a move that like no one's been using and it looks really cool. I'm like, wait, why aren't people doing that? And then Stripe, he has that freaking kobold energy, little gremlin guy, so I kind of want to go have fun with him, because I think there's special combos and such, but it's just like I haven't seen his gameplay that much because no one plays him for some reason, so I don't know. Everyone's been playing Joker, though I never see much about like what moves Joker does. He just kind of gets near someone and just spams a bunch of different moves. The only noticeable thing I ever see from Joker is when people shoot out the bazooka. Everything else just seems to blend together whenever I watch someone play Joker. So it's like, maybe there's nothing special with him. Black Adam. He feels like what Gandorf should be, because Gandorf's like a freaking warlock. And freaking... like, in almost every Zelda game that Gandorf is in... Actually, I think that is pretty much every game Gandorf is in. And then also all the versions of Ganon that... like almost all of them have the tennis ball thing where he brings a huge energy ball above him and then shoots him at the opponent, and then you go bouncing back and forth. Why is that not a thing in Smash? It's an iconic thing from that fight from one of the most recurring bosses. Why doesn't he have a projectile? But yeah, Black Adam like also can fly a little bit. It's just like, why? Why is he like this? And I don't know. It just, but yeah, overall he feels like playing Ganondorf. And then we got the 4 mains from beta. Iron Giant would probably be like the main that I have the most time in. He's really fun. He's super huge, and he basically, like, you have to remember every move. Whereas most characters in the game, like, you can just get away with just spamming like side and attack, maybe neutral and attack, and then just alternate between the two, and then that's pretty much what you can do for the most part. But like Iron Giant, you have to remember like what, like the areas that each move does. And then he has a rage mode, which you have to remember that whole move set as well. So you're looking at 2 different move sets. They have to remember every single move. So it's like 4 or 5 times more complex than like all the other characters in the game. But he's so much fun, and when I get to play him, it lets my friend get to do whatever they want. So I get to go see what my friend is doing, and it's always so fun. Do I now have that on loop? Oh, I do. But yeah, Reindog was fun, but I feel like they're a little too basic. Gizmo feels like oh, based off of beta. I don't know about after the game's been released, but in beta, he felt like this perfect amalgamation of like being casual, but having room for like more complexity. Because he had zoning stuff, he had combos and such. He had a little bit of like everything. It was quite nicely done. It didn't feel like he was like being oppressive. It felt like it was kind of balanced. He was good. He had all the options in the world, but like I feel like the opponent could always play around it. Sort of reminds me of like, not as an extreme as an example, but kind of like Fox in like Melee. That's like where that person is clearly the best character in the game, has all the options in the world, but like you can still destroy him if they play wrong. That's kind of like what like Gizmo feels like on a lesser scale, because Gizmo isn't that strong. He's not that oppressive, but I get a little bit of that vibe from him. So I always have a fun time playing as or against him. Now, Steven Universe, I did watch a show now, so now I'm like biased towards playing him in the game. Also, the reason why I even started playing him and I watched the show in the first place is because I looked at the Multiversus roster back in beta, and I asked one of my closest friends, was like, hey, who on this roster should I go play? And he's like, Steven Universe. I'm like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm a super edgy guy, obviously. But, of course I'm not edgy. But then, like, after I watched, like, Steven Universe, I'm like, oh, I understand why you said I should go play Steven Universe now. So I feel like I relate to that character a bit more than I initially thought, and it actually kind of bugs me a little bit. Because, you know, growing up, I always wanted to be like this super try-hard, edgy man, even though that probably was never the case. I just viewed myself that way. But yeah, so I kind of want to go play him that way. Also, apparently there's some complexities to Steven Universe as well, because you gotta go bounce the opponents off of the walls that you create with your shields. But you have to be careful though, because you want to make it so like the enemy doesn't go combo you off of your walls and such, which I find kind of funny. So actually, now that I think about that, it kind of reminds me of the show a little bit too, because a lot of the times when Steven does things in the show, like sometimes it backfires and then like makes things worse for everyone just because of the ways that he did things. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could get down like playing that character. However, since I'm not playing the game that much, I might go play someone basic. But these characters down here, they feel a little too basic. I don't feel like I'm doing anything like super crazy, or like I don't feel like I'm doing cool stuff. But Samurai Jack, I don't know. Maybe I'm a biased for like samurais. Also, like I love the frickin' swordplay in Smash. Though with that said, though, Jack's side B is a little little much. It's a little too good. Now, from what I hear, it gets easier to counter him at higher levels. And also, when I've been playing Samurai Jack, like, I haven't played the game a whole lot. So, his freaking basic moveset might not actually be that good, because a lot of these characters down here, like, a lot of them will have 0 to deaths. So it's like Finn, for example. Like, my friend likes to go, like, do some sort of combo. I forget what it is, but I don't know. I think it's like jab, like side attack, and then he does like neutral air attack, forward air, and then the backpack, and then he does like up air or something like that. I don't know. I'm probably wrong on at least one of those things, but like it's something along those lines. And then like a lot of characters have freaking 0 to deaths. He's not the only one. I know Arya could do that in the beta. A lot of characters have been changed, but I'd be shocked if she still couldn't like 0 to death people, you know? Because she can like be on you constantly. Yeah. Also, I mean, I remember Jason having a freaking 0 to death, but I don't think it's gonna work on people that actually know what the fuck they're doing. Because there's something about like closing the bed on someone and then doing an up attack, I think it is. It's like, it's so cheesy. It's very easy to avoid, but yeah. By the way, he's probably the most fun of the casual characters. Yeah. Also because I love his teleport too when I'm playing him, because like normally the slow characters, they're just screwed when they, like Iron Giant, like you're screwed once someone gets you into the loop, but like you can get out of bad places by teleporting. Whereas unlike Smash, where you can just air dodge to the side and you'll be fine as a big character, even if you air dodge in Multiversus, you're still in range of the opponents. So you're kind of just dead. So if you don't have a armor move on ready, like, or if it's on cooldown or something, you're gonna get comboed to death probably. Which is one reason why I probably won't like main Iron Giant. But yeah, if I play, that's the problem with like playing the more complex characters. Is like I'm not gonna play Multiversus that much because I got Smash, I got Street Fighter. I don't think I need 3 fighting games. That's a little too much in the fighting game department. Also, I do want to get back into chess. Speaking of chess, I missed Chess Day. That was on the 20th of July. So hopefully next year I'll make a tournament or something, because I love chess. And I do like to play chess every now and then in VR, so maybe I'll go do that more often. But yeah. I do like the Samurai Jack show, but I don't remember much about it, so I don't know if it's a good show or not. I just remember having good action scenes, and I don't know. But I will say it's really weird seeing Samurai Jack outside of his show, because usually, like, the pacing of the show and, like, the dialogue that happens in the characters and how they play off of, like, a character like Jack, like, it's interesting. Whereas, like, Jack kind of, like, references things all the time in Multiverses. And they really play up the clueless samurai trope, for sure. I mean, yes, he's a clueless samurai in his show a lot, but like, I feel like since they can't do a whole lot, it's like they have to go play up the clueless samurai thing a lot. But yeah, he feels really fun though. I don't know if I could play him for a long time though. I don't think there's like any depth to him. He's just feels really good right off the bat. So I'll probably go play like Steven Universe or Iron Giant more if I stick to the game more. But yeah. Problem is, like, with Multiverses, I don't have the nostalgia for all these characters like I do with Smash. Like, I'm a video gamer. I love all the video games. But like, these characters, it's like, I've seen them many times before, but like, I've never like gone into a deep dive with them. Like, probably the most impactful one would be, like, Batman, because of the animated series. Because, like, generally how the episodes would go is, like, bad guy does a thing, Batman goes finds them out, then there's a confrontation, and then Batman tries to go help them and be like, there's another way. You don't have to be like a villain, and you can actually solve your problems. You don't have to let your trauma dictate who you are and give you an excuse to do terrible things. And then he'll try to go help them as the episode ends. But, you know, since they're villains, they don't want to actually go full on and actually recover from that a lot of the time. There's always some sort of excuse, or they relapse, or something like that. So I thought that was kind of interesting. My childhood self liked that a lot. But like as time goes on, like Batman has been so diluted by so many just generic like fighting scenes and just being used in absolutely everything. It just feels like whatever. Oh yeah, I also liked Batman's depiction in Justice League. Justice League was like well written for like a lot of the characters. Like a lot of the characters in Justice League, it's like I used to just not care, but after they've gotten speaking lines in Justice League, it changed my view on a lot of characters. I'm like, oh, that's an interesting way of thinking of it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna go play Multiversus too much because I just don't have the nostalgia for these characters like Smash. I'll go rapid fire things though. I don't watch basketball. I did watch Scooby-Doo a lot as a kid. I don't know why Scooby-Doo's not here, but I did watch Scooby-Doo a lot as a kid, but it's just like, I don't know. I didn't feel like there was like a whole lot to think about with that. I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was something similar to that. I know there's another show that kind of reminds me of Scooby-Doo that I do like. Oh yeah, I remember like Case Closed. I remember like watching a lot of murder mystery stuff when I was like a kid and a teenager. Yeah. Also, I do remember watching Death Note and loving that. I don't know, just the idea of like those characters interacting with like murder mystery characters is just kind of funny. I'm sure there's been plenty of videos that have done that kind of joke a million times before. Rick and Morty, I don't care too much about. Sometimes it has some witty jokes. A lot of the time it feels like it's just saying stupid things. I do like how Rick like frickin' references like so many frickin' old like slang that no one uses anymore. Like when I heard him say Swifty, I'm just like, what? Did he just say that? Did he just say Swifty? No one says that anymore. Why is that cartoon character referencing that? But yeah. I had a fun time watching like binging like I think like the first season or two with friends on a very sleepy night for Rick and Morty. So that was a very good day, but I don't think I could do that again, especially now that I'm gonna be like following a schedule. So yeah. Marvin Marchin, Bugs Bunny. I watched Looney Tunes a lot, but I didn't really care about it too much. Tom and Jerry, slapstick. It was fun to watch, but it's just mainly a thing to pass the time. Again, when I was a kid, I liked watching documentaries, and I liked Twilight Zone. I like things that make you think. Superman, I didn't watch his show that much because back when it was on TV, I was more of a Batman guy because I'm like, oh, I'm so edgy, you know that. Whereas like, because when I was a kid, I'm just like, oh, no one's that good. So I kind of hated Superman because of that. But now that I'm older, now I feel like I'm the other way around. I feel like I'm probably more of a Superman guy than a Batman guy, which feels weird every time I say that. But yeah. But yeah, I would have to go watch the shows to see what's different. But I don't know. There's too many shows. Just like, if I watched all of these shows here, like I don't think I would have the time. And I'm pretty sure you saw my game log previously. I mean, I could show you again, but like, I'll just say it's probably over 1,000 hours long if I were to play every game on my game log. I don't need another bucket list of things to do, especially since there's so many shows that come out. Like, it's endless. Yeah, I do remember liking Adventure Time a little bit, but it's gonna take so long to get to like the good parts. It's just like there's hundreds of episodes. I know they're only like 10 minutes long, but I don't think I'm gonna get there. Matrix was fun. It's only one movie though. I always reference the Matrix dodge, but other than that, it's just like not much else to say. I love the Iron Giant movie. I've only watched bits and pieces of Gremlins, so I don't know much about that. Steven Universe, I loved a lot, but it suffers from the multiple writer problem, where it's like some episodes are like great, and other episodes are like, why am I here? So yeah. In Samurai Jack, I have to go watch again. Good fight scenes, but I don't know what the shows are like. How long is this vlog? Did I make it like 3 hours? No, 2.5. It's not that bad. But I know I talked too much. Again, I gamed a lot. I played so many games. Thing is, if I do real life stuff, I'm not gonna have freaking, actually, now that I'm done talking about all this stuff. Come on! I want to change my... Stop. I want to change my theme from Balrog to Ed again. There we go. You know what? Fuck it. I want the goofy one. I kind of want to blast it, but I know I don't want to go mess with the editing. But yeah, that was fun. But yeah, I have a lot to talk about this time because of all the video games. In video games, like, so many things can happen in video games. And of course, like, I was playing different characters, and there's so many things to talk about with different characters because, like, one thing I like about video games is that each character represents an idea or multiple ideas. So it's always something to talk about. I could go on for days, weeks, talking about all of these things. I already went too far into like talking about all those things, and I definitely feel kind of guilty that I talked about like the league champions twice because I wanted to go just show it, and then I started talking about it again. I'm sorry. I was being a big dumb. But yeah. Anyways. There's not much left to say. Oh yeah, right. I might be getting tired. I think it's actually mainly just my throat getting dry at this point because I don't think this might be one of the longer vlogs. But my gosh, a lot of stuff has happened and I've been wanting to go talk. But yeah, my throat's starting to just destroy me now and it's distracting. But yeah, there's so many things that happen so quickly in video games, and it's so easy for them to go on to like one topic to another topic to another topic, whereas real life, it's usually one thing, and that one thing will take like hours, and then it leads to nothing else. You just do the thing, and it's all done, and there's just nothing to talk about. So it's like, eh. But yeah, of course, like, I will say I do like that about real life because you can just kind of enjoy and just chill, and you can get into like a little groove of just doing things in real life. Whereas video games, it's like your brain is probably not going to keep up because there's just too much to experience in video games. We just need to remember to like relax every now and then. Our minds were not like developed for frickin' non-stop frickin' stuff happening constantly all the time. But yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Now to go rapid fire the rest of the checkpoints. I'll try to go finish things off. Knowledge checkpoint. Mainly video game stuff. That's pretty much it. I did look into a lot of psychology stuff though. That is one of the reasons why I started like sleeping more, because I mean most of it's like Dr. K stuff, because every time Dr. K talks, like it kind of reminds me, go get some fucking sleep, stop like doing this thing or that thing, and he does a very good job at like making sure you have a balanced approach. Because I realize when I look at like psychology advice from like most YouTube videos, I'll be like, oh yes, this thing, and then go too far that way. You need to have a balance. It's just like if you're like plenty awake, it'll be like, oh, okay, that's nice information to know. Let me look at the other side and then figure out what I need to do at this point. But if you're tired, your brain's just gonna be like, oh, video said that, I do what video say. It's just like, again, gotta get sleep. So as while like Dr. K is really good at like explaining things in a way that like connects like a lot of psychological research and then diluting it down, well, not diluting it down, making it more concise, like simplified, so you can use it in your everyday life, and then like also being able to say things in a slightly different way so it sticks in your brain better. Like I like that. Oh my god, I need to drink some water. It is way too distracting. Oh. Alright, oh my god. Even just that little sip. There. But yeah, learning a bunch of psychological notes. I am going more through his guide, and it definitely helps a lot. I did finish the trauma guide, but I do want to go back to it because it said a lot of good things. I will be honest, I did it like right before bed and I was very tired. But yeah, I want to get like the chunk out of it. That way like I can go fix everything later. But yeah. I definitely realize after looking at the guide like how much like there'll be like these major chunks of something and then like it branches off into like smaller problems and then it branches off into smaller problems again. So it's like that's why like trauma can be kind of hard, and it's kind of hard for you to go look at yourself because it's very easy for someone to go get rooted in the same cycle because they're so used to thinking a certain way. And I know like, and that's something I've noticed over time and just watching people, but like hearing it, like just noticing it from there, it's just like kind of like made my brain go, oh yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because just because you understand like just because you've heard information doesn't mean you understand it, is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you need to be told the same advice before like it's said in a way that clicks and it actually connects in your brain in some way. And that's why if I ever repeat myself, there's a reason for that. I've had to do that with so many people. So yeah, sorry if I repeat myself too much. Yeah. All right, now for the other checkpoints. Physical checkpoint. I buzzed my hair. I didn't go all the way and go bald for monk mode, but maybe that's why I failed. No, but seriously though, I buzzed it, and oh my god, I feel like I had so much more energy. It's like I always forget like how thick my hair is, so it's just like ugh. It puts a damper on like how much energy I have in the day. Speaking of energy though, since again I wasn't getting much sleep and I was too focused on video games, I didn't get much exercise and I had bad diet. So yeah, it was a rough time for a while. I also yeah, when I weighed myself for the Wii Fit section, it was awful. I gained 6 pounds. It's just like, oh, that's never happened before. Because I felt like I was like dying. I had like breath that felt like death. Because I think I was eating so much junk food that like it wasn't like being able to like pass through the intestines well enough. So it was just like really awful stuff. I felt really bad. I was actually worried and thinking I might need to go to the hospital at that point. It was a little scary. But yeah, it was so bad. So that way, I'm going to be very strict. I'm going to write down everything I eat this month. So I'll probably go and try like show it for next time. But yeah, it was so bad this month. This is the first month, the only time in my life I have ever eaten an entire tub of ice cream in one day. I've never done that. Because normally I can't eat that much. But I ate the whole thing in one day. I'm just like, what? That's possible? Because I usually don't eat a whole lot. So yeah, that's something that's making me realize I need to go be more strict about my diet. Because normally I'm nonchalant about my diet because I usually don't have a reason to eat. Because I'm always distracted by other things. But yeah, stuff changed. I think it's because I got into the habit of getting the pizzas, and that's because I'm like, oh, game time, get pizza, and it kept on happening more and more frequently. So yeah, I'm gonna say no more of that. No getting food just for random events. It has to be something major, not just because game night or something like that. It's a terrible excuse. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be working more on all that stuff. I'm gonna try write down every time I exercise and what exercises I do. But yeah, next time for next month. So it feels so weird to do this without the mantled beast, but I want to use the Lycanroc to fit with the vlog that I did. So bap. So let's see here. Body test. Let's see what it'll be like. Kick. And there we go. Whoops. There we go. There we go. Wait, actually put the window in a proper location. How heavy they are. They're quite light right now. No. You don't get any. Nothing. No picture for you. I am dog. That's all you need to know.
3, 2, 1.
I want to show the light though.
Measuring.
There's the light. Hello.
Measuring. Say cheese.
I should probably stop like angling it because that probably messes with the balance a little bit. All right. Not too bad, but yeah, it is on the right side. I haven't been that great with my balance lately. No, but it says it's just good. Heavy objects, yeah. But yeah, my balance has been awful. But now what I actually care about. Yeah. Not surprised in the slightest. 6 pounds. I'm not shocked by this at all. This was like the worst I've ever been with my diet ever. Now, I'm pretty sure I said that last time, but this time, I actually had an entire tub of ice cream in one day. I've never done that in my entire life. In my entire life, I have never done that with ice cream. So, this month, I'm gonna be fucking strict. I'm gonna write down every little thing. I'm gonna be like super strict with the diet. No bullshitting. I'm just like, fuck. Because I think the day that I had that whole tub of ice cream, I also felt like death by the end of it because there was so much junk food that like I felt like my breath was just like breathing out death and like my whole body felt awful. And then like my torso section felt very stiff from all the food that I had, even though like my body was just like, you should eat food now. And I'm like, but I'm not hungry. But it's like the brain was just telling me to go eat food. I'm like, okay, I guess that's what I should be doing. Because that's the thing. For a long time when I was growing up, like especially when I was a teenager, I would just forget to eat. I would have like one sandwich, and that'd be like the only thing I had for the day, with a cup of like milk, and that would be it. Nothing else for the day. Like I didn't eat much of anything. But yeah, I'm gonna be very strict with my diet this time around. It could have been worse. The first week I did good. The last week I did good. Well, I think I did well the first week, but like this past week I've been great. But like the middle of this month was absolutely embarrassing, awful, worst I've ever done with my diet ever. And even with how horrible, like the worst I've ever done in my life, I only gained like 6 pounds. Eating too much, snacking, late night snacking, all those things. Alright, let's go do some balanced things. Because my diet was so bad, I had a hard time getting sleep, and then I didn't get my exercise. So this shouldn't be too great. Well, let's see how well I can do it.
3, 2,
Because I'm exhausted right now. And I feel like I shouldn't be. But yeah, I was very slow to get things done today. Because I was supposed to like wake up and go straight to vlog stuff, and it didn't work. Oh! Maybe I should actually focus a little. But yeah, I actually can't focus. I can't focus. A little closer. Stop talking. Do the exercise. I could have sworn I've been able to do this before while talking, but yeah, that does make it a little bit worse. I should have actually been thinking. I did have a monster earlier today. I'm pretty sure last vlog I said I wasn't going to do that. Oh, this one. But yeah, I had it this month. Again, I'm going to be super strict. If I do anything bad with my diet, you will know. Oh, it's this one. Okay. This one's not that bad. Except my balance feels really off. Why does my balance feel so off? Oh, jeez. That went a little further than I thought. That's a slow buddy. I don't know if that's gonna make it. That's pretty fast. It's also pretty fast. Also pretty fast. Slow boy, another slow boy, and another slow boy. Slow boy, slow boy, slow boy, but we need to swap it. Another shot. Ah! I thought that one was going faster. I actually failed it. I actually failed it. Oh no. Embarrassing. I know it was the last possible block, but the point still stands. I mean, I wasn't really concentrating too hard. I should really try to actually concentrate. But gosh darn. Why does it say 22? I must be seeing things. Why does it think that's the best I've ever done? Excuse me. I was horrible with my diet. Stop telling me I'm doing good. I don't care if I have the heart. I am not happy with my performance this month. I don't give a fuck. I heavily underperformed in my physical activities and my diet, my sleep schedule, and just saying no to things and blah. I am so upset with myself. This next month, I'm going super strict mode. I've just been afraid of doing super strict mode because I've definitely gone way over strict too many times where like it'll make you burn and crash. But right now, I'm just like, I've been lenient too much. I'm going the other way, I feel. Yeah. No. I want an actual tip. Stop talking about the other person, who is also me. You bitch. Ah, yes. Fitness tip. You continue with your body tests. A new option called Simple Test will appear. Is it not there already? I forget what's the difference. Recommend for busy folks. Like me. Or your Wii Fit will not be calculated, which is why I never did it. I like seeing the age calculation thing. But yeah. I'll have to go like add the... I want to do like some of the training. I want to actually like unlock things in this. Because, you know, there's a bunch of these exercises, but like... I don't think I've ever seen everything unlocked. Like, ever. So I kind of want to go do that. We'll go see. Depends on how long it takes to go do this stuff. But yeah. Another time, though. Oh my god, I can hear all the funky beats. Because I'm using my headset. Creation checkpoint. Got a new video editor. I think I used it on the last vlog. Thus forth, I didn't mention it in the last vlog, I don't think, because I was using it for the first time on the last vlog. And I think I used it on some other things, but yeah. I'm gonna see what things I can do, but like, considering like I'd spent like 6 hours trying to record it on the first time, this vlog for the first time like a few days ago. Just because there was so many technical errors constantly, and I had to scrap it because like the video itself died. I may not be able to go edit as much as I would like. And then the second day, I felt like I was dying, so I felt like too weak because I didn't get enough sleep, and I probably, because I was afraid of like eating too much, I didn't eat enough, so that also made that day like useless time wasted because I just wasn't taking good self-care. So stuff like that can happen when making like videos and such, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to edit. But now that I'm going to be getting more sleep, maybe I'll be able to go think more clearly and actually go edit things properly. We'll go see. But yeah. Hopefully that'll fix most of the problems, is just getting some frickin' sleep. Get more sleep, be more strict schedule. That's going to be my go-to thing for next month. Now, let's see here. I basically already talked about the game log before. I went out of order. Oh well. Yeah. I do want to go finish the world tour, but I don't know when I'm going to be able to do that because I want to get the MechWarrior 2 thing out first. Because I forgot MechWarrior 5 Clans is coming out, so I'm going to be working on that as soon as possible. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Now, I was originally going to do Guile's theme for Street Fighter, but like the beat map for that is really bad, so I'm probably just gonna do Ken's theme instead, which is more interesting. Because the thing is with Guile, the Guile's theme is like it was downvoted really badly, because it's like very casual, and then it randomly super hard like things out of nowhere for no reason. It has nothing to do with the song, so I'll probably just do like Ken's theme instead. Because I wanted to do Guile's theme because of the silly Guile's theme goes with everything meme. But yeah. Whatever I do decide to go pick, I hope you have a fun time watching the Beat Saber video. I would do like one of the Ed themes if it was there, but it's not, so eh. So I hope you have a good day. Hope you stay motivated, but not too motivated. Get your rest. So, see you next time. Oh, man, I haven't talked this much in like all month, so I'm feeling a bit exhausted now from all this talking. So you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now. Wait, actually, hold up. I forgot to talk about the freaking Lycanroc model. I don't think I even mentioned why I was using a Lycanroc in the first place. Okay, so the reason why I picked the Lycanroc model is because there's a Lycanroc model for Ed. Wait, I actually did mention that. Oh well, whatever. But yeah. Also, Lycanroc is like the first avatar that I used back in when I was getting used to VR chat. Back when I had massive anxiety, where it was hard for me to talk to people, and I go run around the corner from nervousness, and then I would get like tightened muscles everywhere and all that. Yeah, this was basically the avatar I would use when I was all nervous and all that. So yeah, that's one reason why I was so happy to go use Ed, because I'm like, I want to have an excuse to use a frickin' Lycanroc. But yeah. But I want to go use like a Lycanroc model. I forgot how good this one was, because I forgot that this is a different one from the one I first initially started with. So the legs don't mess up constantly. They're not like twisting and turning every single time. So that's nice. But like I was looking for like some other like Lycanroc avatars. There was like a good old one that I saw, but I couldn't find it. So I guess there's no like public version of it. But I was shocked to see just how many freaking pages of like Lycanroc avatars there are. People love uploading Lycanroc stuff, and then what I found kind of funny is that some of them had like a default stance of them like leaning forward, because you know Lycanroc doesn't stand normal like a human. He just like is like this, where the arms are straight down. I don't think I can do that because of the way my tracking is, because my arm and leg length is weird compared to other people, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe it's my settings. I don't know. But yeah, they would go like this. They have their arms straight down, and then they usually have their head down a little bit, and then they just like look straight at you. That's why. So some people are like, you know what? It's weird seeing them stand straight up. So they just made it so the avatar would do that themselves. But there was one avatar I was super happy to go see, but there was a problem with it. So the legs don't work. Protogen, Lycanroc, combination. Oh, it would have been so amazing. But no legs. I need my legs. It's awful. But yeah. Yeah, so of course, like, I also can't tell. It's like, do I want to have the Lycanroc ears, or do I want the Protogen ears? Also, there's no like big floofy Lycanroc main thing back there either. It's like, I like that thing. It feels weird. It feels like it's too front loaded without it. Like the Protogen ears are like pretty big, so it kind of makes it better. But like, if I have only the Protogen ears, like, then it feels like it's super empty right here. But then it feels like there's too many ears when I have both of them on. I'm just like, I don't know, man. But yeah. But yeah, also I could turn off the visor. But then the eyes look kind of weird because you can see like the whole circle. Usually it's like cut like in half, and then you have like a circle. That looks kind of neat. But like, since this is like a complete circle, it feels weird to me. It's like, that's not what it looks like. But yeah. Oh well. I hope you had a fun time listening to me ramble for a couple hours. Hope you have fun doing whatever you do. Because I am definitely exhausted. But now I would like to go do more things. I must get back to my busy schedule. You have a wonderful time. Hopefully you, after this video is done, you go and do something challenging. And then you can go be like, oh, I did that challenging thing. And then it'll be wonderful. So, goodbye. And you don't have to have a rap theme going on in the background.